Hello, so I'm going to go over my magazine and comic style literary collection with you. There's a lot to get through, so let's just get started. Got these free comic book day comics, got some magazines, and what else we got? We got some miscellaneous things all thrown in here. We'll get those out of the way and we'll get started. I'm going to get started with the Nickelodeon magazines. So those are the magazines in which the 28 mini comics that you know of that was brought together in the Lost Adventures in 2011. Those mini comics were actually first published in Nickelodeon magazines throughout the airing of the show, so between 2005 and 2009. And this is a quick guide to where all those magazine or mini comics can be found and what magazine it can be found on, date of issue, what page it can be found on, the comic. But this is just a quick guide from myself. I'm going to show you the actual magazines that they are. So first we have Sweet, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. This is Avatar related, but this is just the cover. This is the magazine, Nickelodeon magazine. I believe it's August 2005. And this is the first time that you can read an Avatar comic. It was way back in 2005. And back in 2005, you could read B column, and it could be found on page 30, August 2005 issue. That's what all that means on the back. Oops, let me flip that. That's what could be found on the back. So we got Sweet. We got Born to be Wild. This is Sleep Bending. It can be found on September 2006 and on page 36. Cool fact though, it wasn't even called Sleep Bending in this magazine. It was called Hey, No Bending After Bedtime. That name actually goes through a couple iterations before it hits Sleep Bending, and I'll get to that when we get to it. So we got This Little Piggy Went to Hollywood, December 2006. And it is the first time you can read the comic New Recruits. It's in parentheses because this is one of the two non-canon comics in the back of the Lost Adventures. But it was still published in Nickelodeon magazine. We got an Avatar exclusive magazine, so chock full of Avatar content, and this one has multiple. So it has Sokka the Avatar, Water War, and Be Calm. And that little 2 right there in the subscript, it just means that that's the second time in which you can read the comic Be Calm. That's the second time it appears in Nickelodeon magazine. We got Harry Potter, back when that was popular. August 2005, Lessons, or August 2007 it looks like. You read Lessons on page 26. Another Avatar exclusive magazine, September 2007, Enter the Fire Nation. This has probably the most comics, so it has The Bridge, It's Only Natural, Going Home Again, Gym Time, another non-canon story, and Fruit Stand Freestyle. Going West, The Young Sponge. This is the second time you can read the comic Sleep Bending, and in this one, it wasn't even called Sleep Bending. It's called Hey No Bending After Bedtime in this one. And then in this one, it was called Dream Bending. So a little bit closer to what we eventually get to was called Sleep Bending. But it's just real cool to know that it went through a few iterations beforehand, and to actually have them where the comic actually has the title and tells you, hey, it's not really called what you think it is. Or we got Kids Choice Awards 2008. First time you can read Night Animals on the page 28. It looks like. Let's see if we can focus there. There we are, April 2008 issue. We got SpongeBob, Giant Size Comics. This is one of those comic exclusives. That's why it's called Nickelodeon Comics up here at the top. This has what? This has Game Time, page 30. Big Fun Headed Your Way. This one was incredibly hard to find, as well as this one and a handful of others actually. There was no guide out there that told us the first publication of Avatar comics, throughout the Nickelodeon magazine series, the run. And so I pretty much had to do my own research and brute force my way and buy all of the magazines from 2005 to 2009, in which those are the possible magazines that these comics could appear in. And I pretty much just bought them all, brute forced my way, and recorded which ones do and which ones do not have those magazines. And these are the ones that ended up in my collection. These are the ones that do. So what comic does this one have? Did I mention it? Oh, this is February 2009. Don't Blow It. We found page 40. Spring into Spring. Boom vs. Top, round 1. That's another, that's a book 3 comic. There's only a handful of them in here. Not all of book 3 ended up getting released in Nickelodeon magazine. Quite a few did, but a few did, but not all of them. But luckily they were all brought together in the Lost Adventures. Thanks a lot. This is November 2009 issue. The magazine was canceled in December 2009. So this is one of the latest ones in which you can still read an Avatar comic before it was released in the Lost Adventures. So here we got Dirty is Only Skin Deep. And then we're getting into other things as well. So we got, I got a duplicate Harry Potter one. So this is Lessons. And then let's see. We got these. Their Nickelodeon magazine had 3 Avatar exclusive magazines. It had 4 Heroes, Face the Fire, Enter the Fire Nation. It also had Good Air Day. Good Air Day doesn't really have any comics in them. However, it does have a 2-page spread telling all about the characters and different things throughout the Avatar universe. Multiple copies of this as well as multiple copies of Enter the Fire Nation and 4 Heroes Face the Fire. So, 2 complete sets. This one is in top loader just to preserve it. So yeah, 4 Heroes Face the Fire, 2. But we got even more than that. We got a 3rd Enter the Fire Nation and a 3rd Good Air Day. So yeah, pretty much 3 sets of that. Why? Because it was incredibly hard to find these magazines. And one of them, and when I finally saw them, it's like, well, I know just how hard it is to find this magazine, and it's very well priced, so I'm going to pick it up for myself. And that goes for all of these. They are very difficult to find online nowadays. So when I see them, I pick them up. So let me get rid of these, and we will continue. So those are all the Nickelodeon magazines. Luckily, they all slide past one another really easily without damage because they are in their sleeves. Put that there, put that there. Now, Free Comic Book Day comics. So to start off with, 2011. Free Comic Book Day, have them listed on the side here. We got Free Comic Book Day 2011, Relics, and Dirty is Only Skin Deep. This is the only Free Comic Book Day comic in which you could read 2 stories. Then we got Free Comic Book Day 2013. You can read Rebound. And this one, I picked these all up online secondhand after they were released in stores. This one cost me $25, most expensive one. All the others picked up for $3 or $4. Just because this is the only one I could find listed way back in 2015. And it actually has the signature of Jean Lun Yang. And yeah, so because it was the only one and I had the signature, I ended up paying the price for it. We got Free Comic Book Day 2014, brought us Shells. Free Comic Book Day 2015 brought us Sisters. And then Legend of Korra, Free Comic Book Day 2016 brought us Friends for Life. And Free Comic Book Day 2018, this brought us Lost Pets. Ah, man, that was loud. All right, so now we're getting into more of the miscellaneous things that we have here. Give me a second. All right. So to start off with, we have this magazine called Bleeding Cool. It doesn't have any Avatar content that adds to the lore of the universe, but it has the longest interview with Mike and Brian that I have found anywhere, and so I decided to pick it up. We have, let's see, How to Draw Avatar Last Airbender, a second How to Draw Avatar Last Airbender, slightly smaller format, and different color. We have How to Draw Legend of Korra. Then we have a preview for The Rift Part 1. Now this is a part of a series of Dark Horse called the One for $1. So 1 for 1. So this is where they would take the first issue of a new series, in this case The Rift, and they would give you a preview, and this was cost $1. This is the only Avatar magazine, the only Avatar comic in which they did this for. So it was real nice to find this preview. It's one of those other things I found online. I saw listed online, and I didn't even know existed until I saw it listed. that sounds cool. Didn't know it existed until I found it listed. Then here's an activity book, Battle of the Benders 3D. Not really much to it, crossword puzzles, mazes to complete. It does give you a bit of information about the characters, but nothing really special. This is a part of a 3-book series as well, Battle of the Benders. Another activity book, which is quite thick, called The New Master. That's also a coloring book as well. And then the third book is one called Air Power, and it's an activity book that just teaches you how to bolt paper airplanes. Here we got a Argentina, I don't know how you even describe this. This is an Argentina Avatar Last Airbender sticker collection. So I guess in Argentina they had a promotion for Avatar, and they released like a set of 180 stickers that show you screenshots and characters in different poses, and you had to collect them all. In this book, it contains them all, and it's a complete set. It's all in Spanish, so it says album of the figures. I don't know. Lots of information about the personalities and main characters and secondary characters and mascot. Learn the origins of the Four Nation, learn the characters, and their 4 masters. Very rough translation. Not even accurate, I'm sure. Let's see, we went through that, and that. Alright, so yeah, this is my magazine and Avatar style literary collection. And yeah, that's all it. That was a mistake.